So here we go with an oversized review of an oversized figure, evil action figure. I didn't know action figures could be evil, but this is the WarDuke Evil Fighter. Now, I have or had the original figure. I don't know if I still do. I need to go through it. What I need to start doing is pulling crates out of the building, making videos of the crates so I can document everything I have, so I'll remember what I do currently have and mourn the things that I've lost. All right, so when I was a kid, this cartoon was fantastic, and I think WarDuke was the only one of the toys that crossed over to the actual comic, or there was no comic book actually at the time for the cartoon, but the cartoon, and I always wanted them to make cartoon action figures. Now that they have, I got half of them because they were Ollie's, and I'm not sure if I'll ever get the other half, but I do wish these were the original size figures with just added articulation. That's what they really need to do, because most of us, we're just not into, at least I'm not, I can't speak for all of y'all, I'm not into rebuying a new scale for my action figures. I got burned out from the He-Man Master, whatever, the 8-inch scale, and I'm like, whenever Origins came out, I was like, that's what you guys should have done all along. And it really burns me out that I spent so much money on those 8-inch figures that didn't work with anything previously. But against my better judgment, when I saw this was $32.95, it was cheaper than the one I was really wanting to get on when Walmart's what was it called, they had a big event where this was like $35 plus $8, and I was like, why? I'm buying a minimum amount to get it shipped to me for free. Why am I paying an extra $8? That spoiled the deal for me. I still got the Street Sharks plus something else, which means I get free shipping when it comes out. So these are the original colors of the original figures, and then they have what they call Ultimate. There's the 50th anniversary, which is what I collected, the originals. I'm pretty sure I had every one of those actually. Plus some more, like this guy right here I didn't like those little horns on the side of his head. That drove me crazy. So they don't have a 30th anniversary of him, but I definitely have him. I remember like the snake had a cut line through it, so when you pulled his I think he had a spring-loaded action feature. But I remember that the cut across the snake ruined the aesthetic of it, but, you know, whatever. I guess I was just a little perfectionist, eighth grader at that time. So this, finally, I got this down at the comic book store in North Myrtle Beach. Let's get it out of the package. I'm trying to not ruin the cards, because the cards, it's not the greatest beautiful piece of art, but it's a nice, and I think it'll fit the comic book bags when I want to go through and separate the comic books. The only part I'm going to hate is that sound that it makes whenever you peel things off of plastic. As tight as these are in the plastic, I don't understand why they would need ties. They don't need ties for these. Why do they need ties for his arms and his torso? And probably his legs. I haven't looked down. Yep, he's got them on his legs. Hate these things. With a passion, I doth hate these. All right, so gee Louise. These scissors are not going to get it that well. That corner right there, might want to come on the back and just use my fingernail clippers. That's what fingernail clippers were made for, really. Plus, I probably need to cut my thumbnail. No, I cut my thumbnail. I have to alternate every week. I cut one of my thumbnails, the other one, so the other one can actually open, you know, drink tops and stuff, or whatever. I truly hate these ties. They're such a pain. The twist ties, I used to hate those, but man, these make the twist ties look like a dream. The twist ties, at least, you can twist them off without pinching the snot out of your fingers. All right, you got tons of weapons with them. I don't remember the original coming with this many weapons. Let me get them all off of here. Oh, there we go. That was the tip of the tape I got to get off. Now I got all these little pieces of plastic that are going to get in the yard if I don't get them up, which I doth truly hate. And I got a bug on my leg. There we go. So coming out of the package, I've heard a lot of amazing things about this. Now, I hope I didn't hear them in vain, or I misheard them, because I'm looking at it going, it's too darn big. I mean, here we go. Let's compare him to the actual, you know, the good scale figures. Let me go down with the camera some. I guess I overestimated him. Here's the correct size for action figures. He is almost twice. Let's see if he is twice as big. Put two on them on top of each other. He is, from the very top of his horns, twice as big as the real size figures. So that makes him probably like, what, 7.5 to 8 inches? He's just too big in my personal opinion, but I didn't want to miss out. I know it's like you get FOMO when you hear about all these, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced pizza. And it's like, oh, I don't want to miss out on that then. All right, so I'm just geeking out for the first time. He's got the sheath right here. All right, so let's take a look at the head. He's got those red eyes. I always wondered if he was just shadowed or if he had a really black face, like he got burnt in something. Because the rest of him, it just, you know, his face didn't really match the rest of his skin. All right, he's got these things are actually kind of sharp. Man, you can probably draw blood from yourself playing with this thing. That's surprising, not a complaint. I'm just saying it's kind of surprising. All right, everything nowadays is made out of soft plastic. Now his necklace it's not loose at all. So that's kind of good because you'd have to it's annoying when things start riding up because they're not really meant to be real. All right, he's got some very tight joints. He's got a lot of He-Man, I was saying, He-Man type of articulation. I guess that's what it drew me to make me think of that analysis. He does look like an 8-inch He-Man figure, or he probably would fit in with that line. I still got my 8-inch He-Man figures for the most part, except for the ones that I'm like, I never wanted this. I'm like, I could care less about the sketch art for Skeletor, for instance. I don't really care. So his hand goes in and out. So when you have things strapped to the belt and you have a moving torso, there's going to be some issues there because he's got that resistance and it's going to wiggle loose over time, which is not a good thing. So, like I said, too much articulation, there is such a thing. I used to not believe in that. I used to think, people say, oh, I don't like all that articulation. I used to think, what, are you crazy? No, I understand now. I completely understand now. The knees are better than He-Man knees, that's for sure. They don't have that pinching joint. They're more like, you know, the knees going over it instead of being cut right at the knee. All right, does he have a boot swivel? I don't think he does. I think no, he does. He has a boot swivel. Because you can see the part of the knee right there, it's not moving, it's stationary. And the boot is moving around anyway. Is that true for this leg? Let's bend his knee. Yep, that knee has one too. See how you see the hinge in the back of the knee? It's stationary. So yeah, like I said, I just wish they would have made them the exact same size as the original, but with added articulation, or you don't need to make things bigger to make them better. All right, here's the sword, which looks a lot like the original one. I don't think, in this particular one, I think they stuck as much as they could to the original toy. I don't see anything that's a massive improvement, except for little details like this and the black right there. I don't think that was in the original toy. Does the sheath actually harness the sword, or is it supposed to be one of those pseudo sheaths? Nope, it goes all the way in. Wow, okay. Now, did the original have a sheath? Because I don't remember having a sheath. I definitely remember this. I think I still have this. All right. I thought it was for his left hand though when I was a kid. All right, so you can put the fingers over it and have his shield. But I remember having this shield and having on his left hand. And maybe I'm remembering wrong. Or it could have been one of those things where you could put it on either hand. He also comes with this little dagger sheath for the dagger. Now, anybody else actually out there have the original when you were a kid? And like I said, I need to just go through the building on nicer days. Like this morning was a nice morning, but I walked on the beach and then I came home, and of course my camera's about dead because I'm listening to a podcast and making some videos while I was over there. That's the fingernail I need to cut right there. So yeah, got a little metal thing on there. I got a cat down at my feet. All right, I'm trying to figure out which sword goes in here. The curved sword or the curved dagger. Doesn't really look like it, but doesn't look like it doesn't. So I think this one goes in here. Of course, I could be wrong. Like I said, I think most of these actually, this right here, I think this was on his leg or something, and maybe it was on his thigh, and it didn't come out. It was just for show on the original. Okay, well, I don't know which one, because this one looks like it's more for the small one right here, the thin one, like right there. And where this goes, oh, okay, I would guess right there with that chain. So I guess I don't know, did I rip it apart when I took him out, or I guess I'll have to figure out a way to get it on there. And it'll be dangling. Huh, okay. Or not. Doesn't matter too much to me. So that means that this, by default, has to go in here. So we got several weapons. I need to just find mine and see if I still got it. I don't think I would have gotten rid of it. I think I got rid of most of the stuff that was post-1980s. Like a lot of my stuff, like I don't really care about the 6-inch DCSU except for a few characters, obviously. I kept every Metal Men figure and the Legion of Superheroes and a few other characters that I just really like. The other ones, like, you know, I really don't care about having, you know, Riddlers and Jokers and like the thousands of Batmans they made. Okay, I would assume that that's a crackling energy for the sword. I'm trying to remember, did the original have energy already on it? I'm really having a hard time remembering the original. All right, so I'm sure some people out there did much better videos than I'm doing. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. So I'm sure they already have videos made where they compare them to the original, like Pixel Dan. All right, so just to quickly give you the rundown, I couldn't do it too fast, but he has ball joints in his down here, a thigh swivel. I don't remember talking about that too much. Yeah, I think I gave you the rundown. So I just like to give quick videos to give you, is it good or is it bad? It's a good solid figure. Again, I don't want to complain too much. My complaint is it's too big. And it's not like, oh, but you just have a bias. No, I like things to be like the originally, like even the original one was probably like 5 or 5.5 inches tall. And it was bigger than the perfect scale, but still I want them to be like the originals, but better. Like, you know, like the originals didn't have knees. As far as I can remember, the arms on the original went like this. Like it was almost like a Star Wars figure, but you can raise the arms out. I kind of remember that. And they had action features. Like I don't remember what his was. Like I said, the dragon guy, the one with the snake around his chest, I'm pretty sure he had a pullback and, you know, attack feature. He may have a sword swing in action, and I completely could be remembering this wrong. So, is it worth $32? It's pushing it. I just wanted to try one of these. Am I going to pursue the rest of them? No, not really. WarDuke is actually the best of them, in my personal opinion, out of all of these. Strongheart, I never really liked Strongheart as a kid. Zerak was kind of cool, but I didn't like him as much. No, out of these 4 at the top, this was definitely my favorite figure. Now, there was also a giant figure, which he would actually fit with a giant nail. There was an orc I had that was green, a giant paladin or titan, or whatever they called him. He had like blonde hair and a winged helmet. I still have the winged helmet, I know that. I may have that figure. He might now actually fit in with those. And for these figures, I like how they changed it a little bit to make them look more, I don't know what you would call it, like more realistic looking, I guess. Like this is way more cartoony because that blue and yellow is nothing like realism. But that's the toys we had right there. That's the way they looked. Who was the other ones we had? I don't know. I had a lot of these figures, and unfortunately, almost none of them were in the TV series. But I'm pretty sure he showed up on his horse flying in the sky. I can almost remember that. If I'm wrong, let me know. I need to go back and watch it. I got the entire series on DVD. And I've only watched a few episodes, including somebody put together on YouTube the final episode because it was on a cliffhanger. So I was like, oh, cool. So I finally get to watch the cliffhanger. All right, yeah, I just want to look at the details a little bit, take it all in. The little pouch right there. Yeah, if I find my original one, I'll try to do a comparison. Now, that's cool. He stands on his own. That's nice. Because he doesn't come with a stand. Does he come with holes? He comes with holes in his feet. So you can buy those Neca stands. They're like $5 for 10 of them at Walmart. But if I put this on my shelf, I'm definitely not going to just put it on my shelf. I don't put a lot of things on my shelves. I keep like a few things up there. Things that I don't think will fall off because I have cats. You know, not like they can get on the shelves that easily, but in my room, oh gosh, they're all over the furniture. And I'm like, stop knocking my stuff over. So that's why most of my stuff just stays in containers, and I take it out and do dioramas or play or whatever you want to call it, and put it back when I'm done. As a kid, I used to have like action figure cases. So I'm used to putting my figures back in the action figure cases when I'm done playing with them. So same thing now. All right, well, y'all have a great day today. Can I recommend it? Yeah, I mean, if this is your thing, if you like taller figures, like I just wanted to get one representation of this line, and this is going to be it. This is expensive, and Like I said, I know I sound like an old fogey, but I want the original scale. I think that they should do that. I think they should take it, whatever the most popular original scale was, which, sometimes there's more than one scale. These there weren't. It's just a one and done thing. Do it in that scale, but do it better. That's all I'm saying. Bigger is not better. But it's a sturdy figure. It's a Neca figure. I mean, it is what it is. All right. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.